Ladies and gentlemen, members and friends, I'm sitting upstairs at Melbourne Whisky Room, upstairs from our Melbourne partner bar, Whisky and Alement at 270 Russel Street in Melbourne. They get the full Outturn every month, along with Captain's Balcony in Sydney, another one of our fantastic partner bars. But these guys have picked up the entire July Outturn, and I'm holding off showing them just yet, but these are two of the upcoming releases in July. If you've already seen July Outturn by the time you're looking at this video, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, then you've got 105 and a 64. They're two codes we've not seen in a while at the Society, and I'm really excited to showcase these for you so you can actually have a taste and see what this is all about and get a vibe for what's coming up in Outturn. So 105.35 Genuine Italian Fake, yes, that's the real name on it, and 64.123 Red Alert. So both codes we've not seen in a while, especially 105, and I know that amongst malt whiskey nerds and those who really like code hunters and people who really appreciate very fruity, very tropical and interesting spirits, 105 is one of those sort of like, don't sleep on this kind of thing and don't miss out. So I'm cracking this one open first because this is an ex-bourbon barrel, first fill ex-bourbon barrel, 14-year-old in our spicy and sweet flavor profile. I'll just pour a little bit here, going to save the rest for the bar, so I don't need much in the glass. Just enough to have a smell and taste of this 105. Wow, that's actually fantastic. Now, if I'm just to really delve into the sort of the nerdiness of some of these just for a second, without talking too much to the distillery, but Distillery 105 is known by whiskey aficionados as one of those very fruit-forward, tropical fruit bomb kind of distillates. And this 105.35 is only the 35th cask in almost 40 years that we've bottled, so very few have come through the tasting panel as past. But this one obviously did at 58.5%. The front note on it says, a playful and devious wee dram that departs from this distillery's usual profile. Okay, a great example of whiskey diversity and potential for fun. I agree with that, and this actually has that sort of, and immediately on the nose, that sort of, what's the word for it, like old school Italian malt whiskey kind of notes going on. Like if those, you know, if you were to sort of compare it to early Italian independent bottlers or something like that. It's the kind of whiskey I think would even benefit from sort of like sitting in a collection for a few years and even settling down a bit further. In fact, I did talk briefly on the one of the questions I got asked recently about does whiskey age in the bottle, and I actually answered that question as best I could in a recent 8 questions I've been asked recently sort of film clip. So that's something recent there. I'm gonna have a taste of this 105. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm not inclined to add water to that actually. Even at that proof, you think it would sort of be a little bit too feisty, a little bit too big, but maybe it's because it's my third dram of the day, but it's 58.5%. I don't think it needs a drop of water at all. Let's have a look at whiskey number 2. Another one in Outturn that's going to be not so much a sleeper, but one that's going to be certainly popular with members and in our deep, rich and dried fruits flavor profile. Red Alert, 64.123. For those who like to count numbers, that's the 123rd cask from Distillery 64. And one I've been excited to get onto an Outturn for a little while actually, because, and I'm glad that Andrew picked this out for July. I know what they mean by Red Alert. That is positively red spirit in the glass. That looks exciting. Ooh, okay, we are venturing into unknown territory here. This is a port cask actually. It's a first fill export barrique. Barrique is a fancy French word for barrel. And it says on the front, red fruits, red sweets, red fizzy drinks, red jams, red cakes, red teas, red leather and red flowers. A big reddy heady port tinted plunge. Yeah, I agree with that. This is a weird whiskey. This is a very odd whiskey. Definitely deserving of the deep, rich and dried fruits flavor profile. It's like old school sort of Douro grape kind of porty kind of notes. Red cake, I get that red cake note. Fizzy red drink, like red cordial maybe as well. Bit of cinnamon stick. It's almost a little bit dirty as well, but in a good way, like in a sort of spirit way rather than a sort of a cask sulfur or anything like that. But in a like a vintage port. It's almost got that kind of nose like you've just popped the hood on a vintage Jaguar kind of note. Like a little bit of that sort of oily, patina, leather kind of note. That's marvelous. That's so good on the palate. That's like, yeah, fizzy red cake on the palate as well. Red flowers, red leather, red fruits. It's red alert, full red alert on this one. Both of these drams, both of these really interesting, lesser seen codes and different flavor profiles and fascinating experiments into flavor are both available on the bar at Whisky and Alement, 270 Russel Street, open Wednesday to Sunday. Drop in anytime from 4 p.m. any of those nights leading up to July Outturn. These will be available from the time of you're watching this video, which will be right now. So I encourage you to jump into Whisky and Alement, say you're a member if you are, and show your card. Get a member's price on the dram. If you're not a member, why not? Now's a good opportunity. Jump online, grab a membership, grab a bottle of the moment, and pick out a bottle for your first month in Outturn. Sludge happy dramming. See you all soon. Cheers.